Well, back now on Triad today, and a reminder that we're here at the beautiful Senior Botanical Garden in downtown Kernersville. Hope you'll visit the garden. Be socially distant when you do it, but have fun out there and look at all the beautiful tulips and the daffodils. SeniorBotanicalGarden.org if you want to check out more information there. And also check out Yes Weekly. It's free, it's available just about everywhere, and it's also online. And now to the Roundtable, three guys that have never charged you for their services. We don't really charge to give this information, do we, Ogie?
All free. All free.
To my right, but always to the political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster, journalist. Way up and socially distant behind me, David Daggett. Daggett Shuler, who you saw earlier in the program, talking about safe and sober driving. And way over in the back is Keith Granberry, the man that handles all of Richard Burr's stock transactions. You may not know that. Keith Granberry is founder of Helping Hands Consultants. All right, guys, very quickly on this first one. Don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but Nancy Pelosi and some of the Democrats in Congress think that in addition to the stimulus checks, every person ought to get $2,000 a month until the recovery comes. Ogie.
Well, I tell you, the longer this thing drags on, I think it might come to that rather than sending people back to work too early.
Will it pass, David?
I don't think it'll pass. I would rather see it done through the employers as an incentive to keep people on the payrolls and keep them engaged.
All right, Keith.
I think that Canada is doing that. Canada is actually giving people $2,000 a month. If Donald Trump wants to win election, allow him to give everyone $2,000 a month.
Well,
he will win.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Speaking of electioneering, stimulus checks were held up so that Trump could put his name on them. Should this be considered electioneering? And if so, should the FEC levy a hefty fine against the president, Ogie?
You know, every day I ask myself, what is wrong with this guy? What is wrong? I mean, what a petty little, insecure little...
Should he be fined for that?
Well, yeah, if there's a law anywhere to rein him in, do it.
You just cued David if there's a law. David, what do you think?
I don't know about a law. I think for both sides, the gamesmanship during this period of time should be over, and we need to get to business that we can all wrap our arms around to take care of the people.
Absolutely. Keith?
Our bets are off during the political election season, and Donald Trump has the power to fire almost anyone in government, so it's not going to happen.
I have to be careful. I'm glad David's on the roundtable today because this one is sort of difficult. I don't know, it could be a legal question. 10 nurses have been suspended from a Santa Monica hospital for refusing to care for COVID-19 patients until the nurses, are given proper protective equipment. Guys, you okay with firing healthcare workers who refuse to work without protection? Ogie?
That's a tough question, Jim. I mean, it really is. You know they want to do it, but is there a way to track down who is not getting them this protective equipment and fire them? It's not the nurses, the healthcare people that need to be fired. It's the people who aren't getting them the protection.
Mr. Attorney.
Yeah, I had a unique opportunity to speak on a virtual seminar earlier this week with medical providers, including frontline providers from New York City and Los Angeles. We got to do everything we can to protect our healthcare workers. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, the answer to the question is no, they should not be fired for not wanting to put their life at risk. The executives should be fired who are asking them to do that because they have to do everything possible to get the protective equipment for people who are in the front line of this war that we're in.
All right, speaking of controversy, here's another one. Controversy still brewing over NASCAR driver Kyle Larson's use of the N-word during a session. I guess it was a podcast or something. Larson has since been fired from his team and suspended by NASCAR, but as I said, the controversy keeps going. In general, though, guys, does the use of a racial slur justify losing your job? Ogie?
Well, in general, if you're at the water cooler talking with a fellow bigot and use that word, probably not among two bigots. But he's on national TV, Jim. That went out over national TV, yeah.
Take him out. David.
Yeah, we expect more of our public figures. I usually am in favor of free speech, not in this situation.
Mr. Granberry.
Well, I think that even if you're talking to a bigot privately, if you have those thoughts, you should be fired. What I would like NASCAR to do is have a more diverse organization, not just fire someone based on words, but create an environment where people will come and work in a diverse environment.
Absolutely. And you know, guys, as you know, our buddy Richard Petty, who's been on the show several times, is the only person that's hired an African-American driver, Bubba Wallace, and nobody else. So there's no African-American team owners, drivers, or anything. No. Okay, the Land O'Lakes company, you know, that makes the butter and cream and all that, says it will no longer use the image of a Native American woman on its products because a North Dakota legislator said the image portrays Native women as quote-unquote sex objects. Very quickly, guys, are you okay with removing this image, or is it just another example of political correctness gone amok? Ogie.
Well, I think it's just a marketing decision. I think they decided it was time to get rid of the little Indian girl and just change your look just a little bit.
David.
I think the communication should be between the affected people, the Indian organization, and the company. Get the legislator out of it, let them solve the problem. And
in all fairness, the legislator, I believe, is a Native American.
That's okay. Well, then he should direct them
Yeah.
to the constituency that's involved.
Keith, 2PC or what?
I think it's much to do about nothing. You use me as a sex symbol on your show.
No, that's true. Keith is the sex symbol of Triad today.
So, you know, it's all relative.
Not after today, but up until this point. Guys, this is kind of a feel-good thing, or it's kind of weird. I don't know what it is. But finally, with paper products in short supply, one bakery thought it'd be a cute idea to start making cakes that look exactly like a roll of toilet paper. Guys, would you buy a cake shaped like a roll of toilet paper? Ogie Overman.
I'd rather buy a roll of toilet paper shaped like a cake right now.
David Daggett.
My family takes care of the bakery shopping for me, so I take what I can get.
Even if it was a toilet paper
Even if
cake?
it was toilet paper, I take
Keith,
what I
would
can
you
get.
buy a cake shaped like a roll of toilet paper?
You always ask these questions. You know, if the cake tastes good, I don't care what it's shaped like.
Well, you heard it here first. We got our cake experts. Well, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this one. Police have arrested a man in Maryland who repeatedly goes to his mailbox every day without wearing any clothes. Said the woman who finally called the cops, I don't know why he keeps going out to the mailbox like that. All I keep seeing is the same package every day. I don't know what that means, Ogie. Did you understand that? I guess he's getting a UPS.
I think I did
Your wife is
understand.
shaking her head at that joke.
Yeah, a UPS package coming in. For all of us here on Try It Today, we'll see you next week.